Rochelle here, and the very best thing about being out of lockdown means that my kids can do the sports that they love. That's my little girl getting ready for a horse riding competition.
Hello guys, Samuel Levi here, and the best thing about life after lockdown right now is getting out and about in different parts of the city and exploring. Look at this, I'm out in the bush and I'm loving it.
You can attempt to fight me on this, but the best thing in life after lockdown is being able to go get a coffee from your local. You can have plunger coffee, but it's just really not the same. So definitely being able to go get a coffee.
Hey everybody! Hey guys! Welcome to Quarantine with Kim Season 2. We have the amazing Sarah, Seriously Gaming here. If you guys want a month of neon on us, all you have to do is hashtag neon please in the comments below, and we'll slide into some DMs because we're generous like that. Now, this has been perhaps the longest time coming conversation of my life. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the stars have finally aligned for Sarah and I. We have tried to do this about, well, it's really only been, I think, 3 times, but I feel like we have this like love and adoration for each other that we've been so excited about it. We've recorded it a bunch of times, and then as the fate would have it, it didn't work. But we're here today. Sarah, how are you?
I'm great, and I'm just so happy and excited that it's working, which is funny because like I'm a tech person, you know, I'm into video games and technology and all of that, and it just hasn't worked.
You can blame me because I feel like I am always just everything breaks for me and things like that. So it's definitely my bad luck, not your bad luck. So I guess to start off, what has kind of been like the best thing about life after lockdown, because you're a teacher, you're essential services back on the front lines?
Well, the best thing is that, well, first of all, I get to see my friends. I miss my friends so much, and it's not the same, the whole online games and that, it's not the same as being with your friends in person. So definitely that, but also man, I miss fast food. That I am so happy that we can get McDonald's whenever we want now.
What is like your go-to McDonald's order? Do you have a specific one, or are you okay?
Just a straight cheeseburger combo with a caramel sundae.
And you don't do anything jazzy? You don't add mayo, add bacon? Nah.
I don't like to be difficult.
Do you eat the pickle? People quite splits the room.
Love pickle.
You love it? Yeah, me too. It's great. Is someone making the bed behind you?
No, I just tucked it in.
Oh, it's in front of you in a mirror. I was like, who's back there? Come in, join us. Oh, look. Oh, nice throw pillows. I love it.
Morgan and Flinch.
I love all the things in your house that I get to kind of voyeuristically see through the internet, your cats included. How are the cats enjoying the tree that you built them?
Well, they love it. They honestly, it's 1.8 meters, so it's well and truly over my head. And because I'm quite, you know, I love to give my cats cuddles and get in their faces, but this gives them a place to go where I can't reach them and annoy them. And my husband's always like, they're up there, Sarah, because they want their own space. And I'm like, oh, I just want some love before I go to bed, you know, or before I go to work. I just want them to know I love them.
This tree was a horrible idea. Yeah, one of my cats, he goes up there too when he knows it's time to go to bed, because the cats can't sleep in the same room together or it would be a bloodbath. And he gets up there because you're right, it's quite hard to remove a cat from a high surface because they're quite leaning. Tell me the highlight and low light of lockdown for you, and then we've got some top 5 questions. It's not really top 5. I do a bit of meddling and I pick what I want you to answer. What would be the highlight, low light of lockdown?
The highlight was definitely getting to spend some time with my husband Elliot, like some really good, you know, we played board games and we tried to do puzzles that were too hard, and we went for walks, like big long walks. We usually don't have time for like the big walks, and we got to do baking together. You know, we've never done baking together, so we just had that little bit more time to do things together, which was just amazing. It was awesome, and we didn't fight at all, which was great.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. I agree with that. Like, I think I'm usually quite transient, and I know like my mom always says everyone's like ships passing, and that like, you know, you just get so busy being busy.
Yeah.
For a lot of people who you know, didn't lose jobs and things like that maybe lockdown was quite a healthy experience for some people.
Yeah.
And what about a low light then?
Mate, no McDonald's. No,
You might get a sponsorship out of this. Yeah.
we went to pub every single night.
Yeah.
No sushi, no Thai takeaway, no green curry, no butter chicken, unless we made it ourselves.
Yeah, and then it gets too exhausting. Actually, I think that was like one of the. We'll move on to your fan 5. So these are 5 questions that I scoured the internet and people submitted. Someone asked like, how do you? Like, do you stop your games to eat? So it's basically like, does it affect kind of your cooking and stuff? So if you're playing games, you can kind of get in a bit of a zone.
Yeah, we do stop. So we cook dinner together. It's like one of our, you know, bonding times almost. We like to cook dinner together. So we do stop. We pause our games, we cook, and then we eat together at the table, and then we go back to games.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really hard to game and eat at the same time.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of one of those things. I picked this question because my boyfriend's a big gamer, and he inhales food at such a rate, and I know that he loves sitting across from me, but I also know that he's like keen to, because once you start or you've opened a game, you've been playing for a bit, you kind of like. So
Yeah.
I can see why making a curry or butter chicken or something, you're like, it's off the table, mate. We need some hours to put in. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely gets like that. Sometimes it's like, oh, I can't be bothered doing dinner. I just want another couple of hours on the game. But we try not to. Now that we're older, we try not to. But when we were younger, like when we were teenagers, we wouldn't eat until like 11 o'clock at night, just because we were so focused on, you know, leveling up our characters, or because often we sometimes play with people from other countries with our headsets on, different time zones, so you know you miss dinner. And sometimes, you know, we play with Elliot's brothers who are in Australia, so different time zone, you sort of just skip dinner. So yes, it happened.
Okay. Okay, here's another one of the questions. What is your best entry level game? So say someone is like, or like, not to sound stereotypical, but a lot of like boyfriends sometimes want to try to get their girlfriend into gaming, or perhaps the other way around. I know that that's kind of my situation. So yeah, what is like a good entry level game that you can be like, this will get them going?
Wow, if you're just starting out, I 100% recommend Spyro the Dragon on PS4 and PC, and it's like everywhere now. It's been remastered, so it's the PS1 games that have now got better graphics. And so Spyro the Dragon, Ratchet and Clank is a really good one. Disney Infinity, where you have like little figures and it's like you play with the little figures, that's really good. So yeah, those ones. Crash Bandicoot's good, but it can get quite hard and frustrating because you're level based. So if you're stuck on one level, you can't progress. Whereas with Spyro the Dragon and Ratchet and Clank, you can explore the area. Yeah.
I recently went back to Crash, and I talked so much shit because my memory of doing it when I was younger was that I was awesome. I think what had happened was we just had so much time. When you're younger, you kind of pass it around and play a level each, and it's more about the experience than actually clocking a level. And I just talked so much shit, and then when push came to shove, I was like, this is really fucking hard. This gets difficult quick.
So Crash Bandicoot, because you get the trilogy, so there's 3 games. The first game, I've never been that angry playing a game. I'm not an angry gamer, but man, I was so angry it took me like a month as well. And it was just so hard. But Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3 are a lot more chill.
Got it. How do you, this is a question of actually about teaching, about how you keep kids focused.
How do I keep them focused? Let's see. I usually say if you finish your writing, then you'll get some time to do some colouring in before we move on. A little bit of bribery, you know. If you focus and get this done, then you can play Uno at the back with so-and-so.
Ooh, okay, yeah. And does that work?
Yeah, it works really well for my kids. So I do this, then. And the then is always something very exciting. We also do things like you probably haven't heard of it, but it's a point system called dojo points. And so you do this, so you stay focused, and then you get some points.
And then is it just that you get points, or does someone get something with certain amount of points, or it's just purely the point system?
Yeah. So I have a reward box with like pencils and rubbers and sharpeners and like little cards. And so if they get 10 points, they get something from that box, and then 25 points. And then we haven't got past that yet.
This is amazing. That I feel like that's exactly what I need in my life, like little mini rewards. I sometimes set them for myself because I can so easily like start a task and then da. So it's like,
yeah. Otherwise, they just procrastinate, right?
Yep. Yes.
What's the point of finishing it? And what's next? I don't know.
Yeah.
Why do it?
More stuff I don't want to do. Great. What would you say to anti-gamers or people who have misconceptions? And I'm asking this because, you know, you get a lot of stuff being like, oh, like video games, it's like teaching violence and I just wondered if you had an argument on the other side of the coin of that.
I definitely don't think it teaches violence, because if you go and watch some kids movies, especially like Power Rangers, like those sorts of movies and those series,
you're talking to a Power Ranger at the moment, so you be very careful with your words there. Thank you.
There is an element of battle with the Power Rangers.
It's ironic that we film Power Rangers in New Zealand, yet it's banned here, because I remember playing it as a kid and they're like, you can't fight each other.
Yeah, so in terms of that, like, you know, what's the difference? If they're going to watch the movies and the series, then why can't they play the games? And if they don't like gaming in general, they probably haven't found something they like. You know, there's so many different types of games. There's the strategy games. You know, you can even play like Monopoly and Uno, and there's racing games and karting games. There's so many different types of games. I would say you just haven't tried one that you like yet.
Yeah, it feels kind of like I think, is antiquated the right word? Yeah, like this idea that, sitting in front of a screen is bad, but it's like, it actually can be really helpful. And I think like I had this example, which is probably what, you know, like my family doesn't understand that my boyfriend plays games and has friends that he's never met. Like that's quite a foreign concept for them. But even for me, I was like, he's doing this a lot. But in sitting, and maybe like I can demystify it for some other people who don't understand it, like for a lot of people it's actually a great way of like community, and you do make these new friends, and you are like talking about feelings and everything that's happening in your life while you're in a game and you're working as a team. So like, yeah, I guess I kind of just want to help with your help kind of break that stigma down for some parents or some friends being like, I don't get it. It's like, well, maybe you haven't seen what it can offer.
It's so good for mental health too, I think, because you can just like escape into this whole new world, you know, and like it gives you like a lot of satisfaction when you like build your character up from nothing to suddenly have like all the stuff and they're extra and they've got platinum and gold. And then even for like PlayStation and PC and Xbox, you get like little achievements and little trophies. You know, it feels good.
Yeah, a bit, yeah.
Sometimes we need that in our life.
Yeah, totally. You totally do. And then the last one is, what is one, now, hope I don't butcher this, Funko Pop? Funko
Pop, yeah.
What is one that you're dying to have?
Oh, one that I'm dying to have. Oh, okay. So, you know, Maleficent, my favorite, one of my favorite things in the world. She's got this Pop Funko, and it's a dragon, the dragon from the movie, and I
Yeah.
really want that one at the moment. So, a dragon Pop Funko
How
from
do you
Maleficent.
how do you get that online?
Well, you can't buy it in New Zealand, so I'd have to buy it from somewhere and ship it over. I haven't found it in New Zealand yet anyway.
Okay, well,
Unfortunately, they don't always come here because the demand isn't as great in New
mhm.
Zealand. There's a select few in a community that collect them, and then yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if anyone listening ever comes across if they come across it, we'll know to be like, cool, I'll grab that. We'll figure it out with Sarah later.
Well done.
Um, just quickly before we jump into your game, a few seconds with Sarah. What would you say re-entry has been like for kids? Because I'm sure, we've had different experiences as adults. There's been different levels of anxiety going into lockdown, out of lockdown. Now there's no COVID, but what if there is coming back? Like, what has been your experience of like kids re-entering? Do they all feel okay for the most part? Has it been a bit uncomfortable or?
Wow, I myself was a bit worried about that. I was like, man, there's going to be anxiety, there's going to be a lot of worries, there's going to be some bad stuff that went on during lockdown in their home environments.
Mhm.
I was actually quite worked up and worried about seeing them all, being their counsellor for the next few weeks. But
Yeah.
nah, they all came back. Kids are so resilient. They're so much more resilient than adults. It's
Mhm.
water off a duck's back. They just came straight back, and I had no issues at all. No behavior issues. I didn't have any trouble with them settling back in to do work. They just knew that they had to wash their hands in and out the classroom. And now, instead of desk groups, they have little rows of desks, like real old school.
Oh,
And
that's
they
all like actual rows rather than like community group. Oh, great. Okay.
so rows of desks, no, they popped back in. I think kids are a lot more stronger than we give them credit for.
Mm.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah,
really
I think
resilient.
I obviously don't have kids, but my sister did, and she was like, oh, because one of my nephews has is compromised with his health, so they were like, she was like, oh, maybe I should hold them back, but then there was another community of like hold them back at home, and then there's another community of thought of like, oh, they actually should probably experience that while their peers are going to experience it, otherwise they'll be heading back a few weeks later and everyone else would
Yeah.
kind of be over it. So yeah,
hmm
it's interesting. Okay, so we're gonna play just a few seconds with Sarah. So it's I mean, really, we're only bound by time, but the idea is to answer as quickly as possible. I've tried to change these up because when we did this last time and recording didn't work. So, okay. Where would you teleport to if you could teleport right now?
Oh, I would love to go to Florida. I love Florida. It's so pretty.
Oh, you've been before?
Yeah, I went in January.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, yeah, go straight back there. Awesome. Did you go to Epcot and like Disney World and stuff?
Of course, of course. I loved it. I was in my element, my absolute happy place. But we only had 6 days there. So it was a little bit squashed to get everything done. And I actually really enjoyed Universal Studios as well as Disney. It was very
Mhm.
cool.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll send you back there in our minds. If I came over, what would you cook me?
Oh, I would make you one of my chicken burgers with a brioche bun and some fries.
That sounds
Yep.
amazing. That's your go-to, like.
Yes, my go-to, like have people over burgers.
Perfect. I love that. What is your fave feature of yourself?
Definitely my hair. I've never had to dye it. It's just nice. It's a nice color. It's pretty straight. I don't have to straighten it if I want it to be straight. It holds curls reasonably well when I want to curl it. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky.
You are very lucky. That is an absolute dream and saves you some dough as well. What is the most yuck food?
Oh, blue cheese. Yuck, mate. Oh, that stuff is feral. Yuck. People that eat that just can't. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not. I've had like some blue cheese dressing that didn't taste that bad, but I just think anything that's feety, like, like
The
just smells
smell
like
of
feet.
it.
Yeah, gross. Um, a talent you wish you had.
Oh man, I wish I could play guitar. It'd be so useful for my job if I could play the guitar or ukulele or just any instrument would be amazing.
How would that help your job? Just welcome kids with like a song?
Yeah, just welcome them in. Just because we do a lot of music, it's lots of singing and stuff. So just be really cool to have a guitar
Mm.
and know how to play it.
Yeah, yeah. Have you tried?
Nah, I'm not very musical. like when I was younger, I obviously did a few music classes, and there was just no talent there. There was no, just no. I tried learning ukulele when I was studying in early childhood because
Mhm.
that's an important part as well. But I just got so left behind in the class. I was just I'm not going to embarrass myself anymore.
I find that quite interesting. For someone who's good at gaming, you have good dexterity, yet you can't
It just
doesn't
can't get the
translate.
music. It's just
Okay.
I don't get the beats. There's no musical rhythm here.
I like that. Um, what is I have on here worst smell, but you did worst food was blue cheese. Does it also come as worst smell or is there something else?
Definitely just funky cheese. Ooh.
I know you're very happily married, but in an alternative universe, if you could have a hot date or just nice conversation with someone, not the actor, the character, does that make sense? So like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
who would it be?
Eric Northman from True Blood.
Okay, hold on to that because I do want to talk to you about True Blood. What is your favorite food drink combo? And you're not allowed to say a cheeseburger and drink from McDonald's because they've had far too much mention in this show with no sponsorship.
Favorite drink food combo. Oh, I really like when you get fish and chips and then you've got a Fanta as well. Like if you're gonna eat bad, you gotta just go all out. Have the sugar and the saturated fat.
Is your go-to fizzy Fanta? Like if they were all lined up? Me
Yeah.
too. Fanta's good, eh? And it's never around. So when it's around, you go, oh, mate.
Yeah. And then when I was younger, in my teens, over 18, I would drink Cindy's, which is like Fanta with vodka. You don't know what Cindy's are?
No, but I feel like I would be really on board with it. Cindy's. Why are they Cindy? Who's Cindy? What? Just cause?
It's an RTD, so it's just a screwdriver. So it's just fizzy orange drink with vodka mixed in a can.
Oh, okay. So you're not making it yourself. It's like a
No, it's just called Cindy, the brand.
Oh, I thought it was kind of like a Moscow Mule, but like a Cindy. Okay, cool. All right, well, I'll try that. What is your pet peeve?
Oh, when people like tap. Have you ever been around people when you're at dinner and they like tap on the table or like drum, like tapping noises? Pet peeve, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. What was when was the last time you cried and why?
Oh, I had a pretty rough day last week after work, and I just came home and I was like, I have like reports to do, and I've got portfolios to get done, and nothing's done. Just have a little wear.
Fair. And then
Yeah.
do you let it out and you're good, or you need to like lay down and be held, or what do you need?
Well, actually, when I come home like that and have a wear to Elliot, he's like, all right, running gear on, let's go out for a run. And we go for a run, I come back and I'm fine, I'm happy. It's all gone. We run together quite often. It's definitely
That's
a good
awesome.
release. Yeah, we've done half marathons together as well, quite a few.
That's amazing. So wait,
Yeah.
one of you set a pace and you just go with it, or what?
Yeah, I set the pace and he follows.
And
usually,
did you?
because I was the runner.
You were a runner. Okay. Okay. So I tried to do this in lockdown. I was like, maybe I'll become a runner. Also, I like to be really good at things immediately, or I kind of lose a bit of interest. So I trying to like match Josh's pace, and his stride is double my stride. So there's like no planet in the world. And I just kept getting stitched and was like, this is horrible. But it's a real talent to be a runner. You've just got to stick with it, eh?
Yeah, I've been running competitively since I was like 12.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, it takes a lot. Like Elliot took a while to get into it, but we've been running together for 9 years now.
Awesome.
So he
And
hasn't
what
complained
would
about my strides.
what would a run be like in 20 minutes, an hour? What is like a usual, we're going for a run?
Well, we sort of have a schedule and like a couple of mapped out runs, but we usually only go for half an hour to 45 minutes during the week. And then in the weekends, we can go for up to 2 hours on long runs. It's fun.
And I love that you find that fun. I could walk for 9 hours and be fine. I mean, I'd need to pee multiple times, but I could do that. But my running is like to this lamppost, and then I'm like, so I need it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
admire that. That's amazing. Okay, so tell me a little bit about True Blood. I have not watched it, but everyone who watches it, I know, I'm so sorry, but I feel like it's got all the ingredients of things I would like. As someone who hasn't seen it, why would you recommend it to them?
Oh, it's like a good book. It's a page turner. You just have to know what happens. Like you at the end of the episode, you're like, I need to watch the next episode. So it's set in like a little town in America, and one of the main characters is Sookie Stackhouse, and she's a waitress, and she falls in love with a vampire. I mean, isn't that all you need to know?
That's all, yeah, that is kind of all I need to know. And they're really hot, right?
All the characters on the show are so hot. All of them. I love it. And there's also like there's this like an element of other supernatural beings in it as well, but they come out slowly over the series. So you have to keep watching to find out what's gonna pop up next.
Okay. Sold. Hot people, vampires, done. Tell me a little bit about the horror movies, because I know you're a big horror fan. I love that about you. It's one of my favorite things about you. I am not, but I know that you're a big fan of like Child's Play, Glass, They Come Knocking. Kind of out of those three, which one would you recommend I watch as one who's like a little on the fence about the horror genre?
Have a go at the new Chucky. The new Chucky on Neon is actually quite mild, and it's got some humor in it, so you can have a laugh while being scared. Because I like horror movies because I can be in a safe place while being scared, which gives you a bit of an adrenaline rush, like and then it's like and also sometimes the visual effects are really good as well. So a lot of thinking and story planning has gone into it. It's not your usual story. Some of the stories are quite out there.
And do you guys like set up the house for a horror film? Like, do you lights off, popcorn? Like, what is your kind of horror film routine?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. We watch it in the dark, and we always have like blankets and like snacks, and all attention is on the film. No phones. You've got to focus or you'll miss something.
I like that. That's nice. I feel like, I'm chronically always just picking up my phone for no reason. So I have to be really mindful. Even doing this, like it has to be turned over because my brain will be like, meh. So I think that's good advice all around. Now, do you have a drink? Because I've just left my cup over there, so I'm going to have to grab it while we do our cheers. You don't have a drink? Okay, go get it. We'll race.
I win.
I left my tea in the bathroom. Now it will be just delicious and cold. While you're thinking about who you want to do your cheers to, I just want to remind everyone they can comment in the comments, #neon please. And we might slide into your DMs and give you a month of neon on us because we're generous. Keep an eye on our socials. Whenever we announce who our next guest is going to be, you guys can put your comments below and I will sift through them for the fan fives. Now, the amazing Sarah, I'm so glad we did this. Who would you like to do your cheers to?
My cheers is to my wonderful Elliot for supporting me during lockdown and also every other day of the year. He puts
I like
up with
that.
everything.
To Elliot. Yeah, good job. That is cold and now very strong peppermint tea. Sarah, I love you. I'm so glad that we got to do this. You are a dream. It has been actually probably one of the highlights of my lockdown, having multiple conversations with you. You're an absolute dream. And yeah, there are so many kids that are so lucky to have you as a teacher. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that we finally made this work. And I'm so happy I got to talk to you, man. I used to watch you when I was like young on Shortland Street, like all the time.
And well, now look at us. We're together making a show together.
I would have never have guessed this would have happened.
You're a dream. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.